Hello to you. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Anna, and I hope that you are going to enjoy what I share today. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I hope you are all doing very well. I would like to share with you about Bolt. I am not referring to the movie called Bolt, although that was good. I am referring to Bolt, which was previously known as Taxify. And for those of you who don't know, Taxify, now known as Bolt, is a ride-sharing app, and it is used in many countries. What is a ride-sharing app? I am feeling so tempted to explain and go into detail about what it is. However, I am not going to, because I do know that most of you already do know. If you do not yet know, or it is not clear, keep listening. It might become more clear as you listen. The alternative is that you can ask someone who says they already do know. One of the questions which I find I am being asked most frequently is whether or not it is safe to be a driver using the Bolt platform. Some people probably do think that Bolt actually does not care about the drivers or the passengers, but I don't think that is true, because if there are no drivers, there will be no passengers, and therefore Bolt will not be receiving any income. Therefore, I think it is important that Bolt does actually care about the drivers who are driving using their platform. Good news is that Bolt has put a few things in place to help drivers be more safe. Every driver operating using the Bolt platform has got a driver profile which is linked to their driver app. The information which should be on the driver profile will be their name, the type of vehicle they are driving, the vehicle's registration number, and a photo of the driver. All of this will help the passenger to identify who the driver is who is coming to fetch them. And the driver's phone number should also be linked on their profile, so that the passenger who has requested a lift can contact the driver in case something has come up or they need to give them more information. Passengers get to use the Bolt Passenger app, so they need to install that on their device that they are using. What you need to do is create a passenger profile. You will put your name on to identify who you are. You can upload a photo. I don't know if it is compulsory as yet. And obviously your contact number needs to go on there. I'm going to use Alexa as an example. If Alexa is a passenger who has requested a lift via Bolt and I accept the request, I will see Alexa's name and I will see that Alexa wants to be fetched at XYZ. I can drive to XYZ and wait for Alexa to arrive. After all, Alexa can see my progress as I am driving, and when I arrive, I can let Alexa know via the app that I have arrived. When somebody comes to the vehicle, it is the driver's responsibility to ensure that the person who wants to climb into the vehicle is the correct person. Therefore, I as a driver need to ensure it is Alexa who wants to climb into the vehicle, or Alexa requested a lift on behalf of that person. If nobody comes to the vehicle within the 5-minute waiting period after arriving, the driver has the right to leave. The driver has an option of trying to contact the passenger via the phone number linked to the passenger's profile. If the passenger does not answer, or the number seems to be invalid, the driver can also leave. Therefore, passengers, please ensure that your information is correct on your profile. The alternative is that the passenger, knowing their contact details are incorrect, can phone the driver and communicate that way. But this is how we have to ensure safety. We don't want the wrong person to get into the vehicle. And to be honest, I have seen many times how somebody will come out of a shopping centre and climb into a vehicle that is stopped by the front or near the front door, and the driver of that vehicle will get such a shock because people are just climbing into their vehicle. Those people didn't even check it's the correct vehicle. They didn't check the registration number, nothing. They just climb in. And unfortunately, sometimes drivers assume it's the right person and they drive off, and then the person will say, I didn't want to go there. And you say, but the app says you do. And then you finally find out it's the wrong person. You're halfway there. Best to just make sure when you get to the destination or the pickup point before somebody gets in. Alright, so that is how you must ensure that the correct person gets in. Bolt relies on feedback from the passengers and the drivers. When a trip is ended, the driver gets to rate the passenger. You can give the passenger 5 stars, 4 stars, 3 stars, 2 stars, 1 star, or 0 stars if you have that option. The passenger might rate you according to how their day was. If they're having a bad day, they'll give you a bad rating if they feel like it. All these ratings go back to Bolt. But you and your rating that you've given the passenger is going to help other drivers. Because if that passenger is consistently rude and disrespectful, more drivers are going to give that passenger a bad rating. And that bad rating is going to reflect on that passenger's profile. And it will alert drivers that this might not be a passenger you actually want to have. Whether you accept the passenger or not, it's up to you. But other drivers' feedback has ended up as a warning to that driver. So please Don't give an unpleasant person a 5-star rating if they actually made the trip horrendous. Rate them accordingly. Drivers, are you aware that all Bolt rides are tracked from the start to the finish? Yes, Bolt knows your location. They have a record of your drives. And why is that? Well, firstly, they need to keep an eye on you. You are driving using their application. And anyway, if a passenger happens to come with a complaint or something, then they've got records of the trips that you did do. And they are able to deal with those disputes that might come up. So when you are driving, remember Bolt knows what your location is. And if something were to happen, they are able to track where you were last noted on the app. You know, when Alexa gets into the vehicle at XYZ and requests to be taken to ABC, if the driver does not know where ABC is, good news is that Bolt has provided in-app navigation. So this will plan the route for you and allows you to concentrate on your driving. So you drive carefully, the app will guide you. However, if you don't like the in-app navigation, there are other options for you to use. There is Google Maps and there is Waze. That's other than the built-in navigation. Google Maps is what I prefer to use because I'm used to using it. Some people might prefer the in-app navigation. And other people probably prefer Waze. I don't really know how Waze works, but apparently it gives you information about the ongoing traffic and possible delays or stops that you might find along the route. But this again is where Bolt is trying to keep you safe, allowing you just to focus on the trip, making sure it's safe and that you are going the right way without having to stress about where to go to next. Awesome, huh? SOS. Do you know what that stands for? Well, on the driver app there is a SOS button. And sometimes I end up pressing it by mistake. But fortunately you have to press it for 3 seconds before it is actually logged. So what is this SOS button for? Well, it is for emergencies. You know, maybe there's a medical emergency, maybe there's a security emergency, maybe there's danger for you or the passenger or someone on the street, someone walking past. So when you press this button, when something extreme is happening, then Bolt has got a safety partner who will phone you for more information as to what the problem is. You can tell them, well, my passenger is having a heart attack, or you can tell them that you've been robbed, or you can say that you've just passed a body lying on the side of the road, but you did not want to stop because it's a dangerous area, and then they can send the correct person or contact the correct person to send the emergency services there, to either to you or to your passenger or to that body on the side of the road. Or if there's a fire, then they can organize the fire brigade gets there. So that is what that button is for. It is not for in case you having a little bit of an argument in the vehicle, it's actually for emergencies. So that is very nice of them to have done that. I know when I started driving with Bolt, there was no SOS button, and it just saves you so much time because all you need to do is press that button for longer than 3 seconds. Instead of having to look up a phone number for the police or for the ambulance or the fire brigade, press that button. So that, once again, is something Bolt has done on the app for the driver's safety. And that's once again awesome of them to have done that. Drivers, there is good news. Bolt does want to hear from you. Yes, they do. They say they are here to listen. Well, how? They want to hear from you if you have any questions or concerns or suggestions. First, check out the frequently asked questions which they have loaded onto the driver app. And guess what? There are answers to those frequently asked questions on the app. So there, they've already saved you so much time. But if there is something that is not addressed there, then send a message via the driver app, and I'm sure someone will get back to you as soon as possible. If something went wrong with a trip, send a message via the app so that they are aware of it in case the passenger contacts them. There is also a Bolt community where various things are discussed, so you can also go and check that out if you want to. Bolt has to approve a driver before they can operate using the Bolt platform. They expect you to have a driver's license, and therefore they also expect you to be careful, to drive carefully. You should be alert. You should know what is safe and what isn't. They expect you to be able to think for yourself and to act appropriately. So give it some thought. I guess Bolt is willing to discuss it with you if you have a problem. But you also know what safety is. You know what dangerous areas are. You know what it means when someone's holding a gun or a knife. What potentially could happen. So stay alert. Be careful. And if possible, always keep in touch with somebody. Check up with them every hour so they know you are okay. Well, thank you so much for listening. I really hope this has been helpful. I am hoping to be sharing more stories as to how my life has been driving using the Bolt platform. And I'd love for you to listen if that's something you want to do. Hopefully there'll be some funny stories, maybe some sad stories. I'll see what I'm willing to share. But if no one's interested, then maybe I should not share. So we'll see how it goes. Okay. If you are interested, please let me know so that at least now I'll have some support. Yay! Okay. Well, enjoy your driving around. Enjoy meeting people. And be safe.